What is going on, guys? Today I'll be showing you how to make millions of coins on EAFC by trading with icons. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe. We're giving away 9 copies of EAFC or sets of FIFA points because we hit 15k. So get your entries in. So get subscribed, send proof over on Instagram and you'll be entered into the giveaway. And as usual, guys, if you need some coins in a quicker way, well, so if you guys are sick of losing at FIFA because your team isn't good enough or you're not good enough at the game, then right now you need to head over to skycoach.gg. Not only can they coach you in your weekend league or play your games for you, you can buy any amount of coins you want, and all of the services get 10% off right now with the code PRORECALL. Go check them out below. Make sure to click the link in the description and let's get into it. So guys, with icons, there's a few ways you can break it down. You've got bidding, of course, you can snipe them, and you can do compare price, and that way you can kind of get bigger snipes in, and I'll run through that at the end. Now, first of all, they all have playstyle. We can't use that to change what we're searching for, but you've got position and region. Now, region-wise, there's a few good ones we can look at. So first of all, if we have a look at Argentina on a sniping basis, if you look at around 200k, you'll find Crespo, Veron and Riquelme. Now, of course, Riquelme is the cheaper of the bunch, but they're not really far off. Crespo's around the 180 mark. You've got Veron, who kind of floats around 150. You might be able to get him at 140. And then, of course, we've got Riquelme at the bottom at around 100k. So obviously with Riquelme, you're going to be looking at around the 90k mark for a snipe. Now, obviously, when you're kind of at that point, when it's so low that, you know, a lot of people know that the baseline for a lot of icon is 100k. I don't believe there are many below 100k at the minute. It's probably a few that are around that mark, but most people are selling their icon for a minimum of 100k. So it's going to be a little bit harder to snipe them for 90. I think that is a little bit of a difficult one, unless someone tries to list it for 900 and does it wrong. But what we can do is go over on a max price. If we have a look, for example, obviously the market moves a bit. You want to be careful. If we go 85, for example, or 87, you've got this one here on a Veron. I think we could easily win that at, let's have a look, 90. I reckon we could give that a go for 90k. So if we win that, obviously that's a good profit, and you're not going to make any loss of it. Obviously, we've got Zanetti here. There's no chance we win a Zanetti. But Kelme, I think we could win this. We don't want to do that one. I reckon we could win this one for 70k. Now, obviously, I'm doing this part of the video. I'm going to get this out reasonably quick compared to, obviously, when I'm doing these searches. In an hour's time, this video is going to be out. But you can obviously wait around. You can bid it up. I would say if you're going for something like this on a Riquelme, you'd probably want to bid that one up to 85, 90k. Past that, there's probably not worth. When you sell it for 100k, you're going to lose 5k anyway. So when you get to 90, you're only making 5. You don't want to take the risk. With this one here, 70 to 80, I'll be all right. With Veron, if we can get him for 110 maybe, if we have a look, they're going for about 140, 150. So on that one, that's going to be one where I think we're going to get a better profit. It might be a little bit easier to get on a bid. Now, of course, you can find some nations where they're a little bit better priced. For example, if you go over to the Netherlands, none of them are below that kind of 100k mark. You do have some at this 110, 120, and that's a place where you can definitely find some good snipes. Of course, you can do the bidding in the same way, and you'll be able to do that. We've got Cliver, it seems just under that 100k mark. We can have a look to see if there's any better with him. I mean, at the 96, 97, we've got 2 here we can compare price of. Now, obviously, after EA tax, we kind of want to be getting in for about 88k, maybe 87k, just to get a good profit out of him. So it is a little bit of a jump down. This one's probably another one where mass bidding might be the way to go. Or what you can do is, if we have a look at the other positions on the field, or who have we got? So you've got Koeman, you've got Van Nistelrooy, and you've got Seedorf, and let's have a look. I think I was going to say we can cut out strikers, but you can do a midfielder filter, so that is an option. That does raise it a little bit, but you obviously got the cheaper Seedorf, and then Rijkaard being, it seems quite expensive. I'm not sure how he's that high, but for example, with this one, we can do midfielder, go up to about, I think, 140. It does push us way above that 100k mark, gives us a bit more of a chance that someone's going to just want to get rid of that icon, especially over weekend league rewards. We can hope that people are getting him, and we'll get a good snipe. So you're looking at 145 EA tax. Obviously you do 10% half, so it's about 8k. So if we're going to go down to there, we probably want to go down to here to get a snipe. So it's about 5 or 6k profit. So we're just looking to get the most out of whatever snipe we find. Obviously, you've got a few options here. I don't think Rijkaard's going to come up, and I think it is just these 2 boys can come up. It is interesting they've changed it. So obviously, I think last year you could have got some Comans that were coming up as a centre mid card if they've got that available, because people could position change and they could do things like that. But unfortunately, no, tell a lie. Could you? I feel like you could. Maybe you could. Now, of course, you've got nations where the base icon of that nation is going to be way more expensive than others. Of course, if we head over to Brazil, as you can see, we're looking in the 400k realm before we even see a card. You've got that Socrates there, who obviously in scenarios like this, you always want to check. I don't know what Socrates' value is, but if you can learn them, which is obviously a little bit of a task sometimes, if you can learn them, you can work out what's a good snipe. Now, Socrates actually should be going for 375 to 400k, so that's not a great price. Rivaldo, I can imagine that's pretty standard for his price. And if we have a look, 400k. So realistically with this one, what we might want to do is just do a little bit of compare price off of these and then see what comes up. Of course, we're really looking for, I'd say, a Socrates. If he's usually 380, we're looking for about a 360. He's not worth as much as he is on that card, so we don't want to get caught by that. With Rivaldo, the EA tax is going to be 20k. So if we can get like a 370, 395, it's getting there. Obviously, it's not quite what we want, but it's getting close. A bit rogue, we're just going to snipe at that price. I'm just praying that Socrates comes in way under if he does, because obviously you can get both of them on this. In theory, he is the lowest Socrates on the market, but icon prices go up and down quite a lot, so you want to be careful with that. If it's on foot bin as a price and it's way different, you just want to maybe hold fire a little bit. It is something that can change fast and you don't want to get caught in an icon dropping in price where you are going to lose coins, because that is just going to be a little bit of an L, to be honest. Of course, I'm kind of on the brink of my coins at 348, so actually I've just noticed that we probably want to find a little bit of a cheaper filter. Now here is a filter that really diversifies in terms of what you're going to find in cost. We've got the likes of course, Vieira, you've got Pires, you've got Petit, you've got Zidane. So this one has a plethora of players, but on the lower end you just have Pires, and realistically at 160k EA tax on that, you're only going to be paying 8k, which is actually quite good. You can pick this guy up for 140 and make essentially 12k quite easily, or I'd say the most I'd kind of want to pay for him is about 148, sort of 146, 47, something like that. So you're making it a near 10k profit. Obviously he is on the higher end of costing in terms of what we would look at on a filter, but he is on the lower end for icons, so it is one where you should be able to make a very decent profit. You've just kind of got to, once again, sit this one out, make sure that you spend a little bit of time doing the sniping. And of course, with all of these, you've got the ability to do the compare price method. So if we do the max price, I say compare price, I meant the bidding method. So if we do max of 100k, we've got Trezeguet here. That's not what we want. We want to keep that at midfielder just to get rid of him. So I've got this one here. I feel like because it's got no bids, we could maybe get a hand on that. This one here as well. So we've bidded both of them. Now, I don't think we're going to win both, but we can have a good chance. And obviously when the bidding is getting close, I'll go on my phone and I'll bid that up and make sure I keep an eye on that so that we can get them if they're available. Obviously on my transfer list, from the looks of things, we've sold some useless cards. Let's have a look if we've been outbidded. I'm sure we have on one of them by now. Raquelme, so that one went for standard price for him. That's fine, so we don't mind that because someone just bought an outlet. So we've got Veron, who there is potentially a good chance that we will get. What I can have a look at doing is, once these are all finished, I'll get them in my next sniping video. Not today, but tomorrow. If we did get any of the big wins there, I'll of course show you guys. Now, another way you can do the sniping with icons is if you go on the transfer list, you want to set your minimum to around the coins that you have on your account. So if we go for a minimum of 200,000 coins, let's say, and then what you want to do is pop the maximum to, if we have a look, 300k for example. Maybe you want to put it, if we take off these, maybe you want to put it at the 270 mark, obviously because of the coins I've got. Then you'll go all the way to the end. So obviously this is the max amount of coins that you've got to spend. And you want to make sure there's nothing over the hour mark, so we'll get rid of those so we can just define the filter a little bit more. Let's go for attackers. So we've ended up at around 190k and we're on the English players. So we've got Lampard, we've got Moore, and then the other players available, of course, are Charlton, Gary Lineker, Smith, Shearer, you've got Gerrard, you've got Wayne Rooney, you've got Michael Owen, Beckham, Ferdinand, Barnes, and Ashley Cole and Sol Campbell. Now the majority of those are 250 plus minimum. Now what you want to do is just compare price at this value, and when those cards come up, if they do, you pick them up. So you basically just have to get your filter on your phone so you know which icons are what price, have a look through it, ideally try and learn it. If you find a good filter, try and learn what the values of these cards are so that you know if one comes up to buy it. But for example, if John Barnes comes up, I'm making about 130k. If Michael Owen turns up, we're making about 40k. If, for example, Gerard turns up, we're making about 100k. So you've got the ability to use compare price. It's just a little bit more technical, so you spend a little bit more time on it, but the payoff is massive. Now, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Subscribe if you are new, and of course, subscribe to try and win the giveaway. Even if you didn't like the video, you might as well subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.